Okay. All right. Welcome to the Boss Experience. My name is Twenty Dozier. I am the app founder and creator. I am here today with Monoshia Dixon. She's going to tell us more about her business, Anaja LLC. Monoshia, please tell us more about your business and what you offer.
Thank you so much for having me. My business is in commercial real estate investing. What I offer is apartment complexes at an affordable price in different states. My goal for my company is to be able to have locations in every state or close to it at an affordable price.
Nice. So, what sparked you into your company, into real estate?
I live here in California where I was a previous renter. I didn't live in necessarily bad places. However, rent in California is extremely expensive. I'm also originally from New York, where rent is really expensive. And I realized that as time has gone on with everything that's going on, behind the scenes here in commercial real estate, a lot of the rent is just going to go up and up because a lot of investors, landlords, or personnel that owns the property, is looking to increase the rent so that way they can pay their mortgage or maybe pay off whoever they have. I am a firm believer that, there has been many ways that we all can go into the business. However, going into the business, there's no need to have an excessive rent, even when the property is not up to par for an excessive rent amount. Now, that can vary from state to state. However, there should be at least a standard guideline for rent across all states for all different classes of apartments. So I hope to create that standard level of what a rent should be for different classes of apartments, but really I'm looking to create affordable housing.
Awesome. And you bring up a good point. I think as we look at the different areas and the cost of living and we look at, why is it popular? What is it known for? Like the hot spots, as they say, you do tend to see a lot of the cost of living to be extremely high. And then sometimes those jobs that are available do not complement that cost of living. So kudos to you for, taking a step up and trying to make it right for those who need it. So tell us, where exactly are your development properties located? What areas?
My first location is located in California. It's in Lake Isabella. That is actually going to be a ground up construction in that area. It will be a 24-unit multifamily apartment that will be coming later 2021, which I'm super excited about. My second location is in Blackwell, Oklahoma. It is currently a 15-unit building. That location will be done early of 2021. And my last location will be in Jamestown, New York. That is an 11-unit apartment building. That apartment building is actually going to be something a little bit different than the other two. That housing will be towards seniors. A lot of personnel understand that senior housing, the first thing they think of is senior citizen home. That is not necessarily true. This is just a housing for them, where it gives them the option where in that specific community, there wasn't necessarily housing for them. So I'm looking to bring housing for the senior citizens in that area.
Nice. So I want to talk a little bit more about your journey with your business. What challenges did you come across with trying to start your business?
The first one will be experience. I started my business with no experience. I started last year, September 27th of 2019. When I started, I didn't have skin in the game. As real estate investors and real estate agents like to say, you need skin in the game to go into commercial housing. Another thing was I didn't start off with a duplex. For me, I bought raw land, I let it appreciate, and now I'm building on it. Most real estate investors, whether young or senior, do not do that. They always start with duplexes, maybe single family housing, and work their way into fourplexes, eightplex, and so forth. When I went into this, I knew that if I was going to do this, I was going to go all in, because I knew I wanted to create affordable housing across the United States. And I knew that if I was going to start, I knew I needed to start somewhere and prove that you can do it without necessarily starting with duplexes or fourplexes. Again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with starting that way. If that way works for you, that way works for you. But for me, I knew I wanted to start with going into multifamily. Now, the biggest setbacks was, before you get that one yes, you always get the 1,000 no's. The 1,000 no's can be anywhere from experience, anywhere from maybe the seller's not looking to sell to someone who doesn't have that many properties, or whatever the case may be. So for me, it was morely just the experience that was the setback. But once I was able to acquire my first property, which was the land that I purchased here in California, thereafter, deals started to get a little bit easier, and getting into the properties were a little bit smoother.
Nice.
Thank
you. Did you have to bring in someone aboard to kind of help you to start a little bit to get the experience, or you just went full in alone?
I went full in alone.
Nice. Awesome. That's amazing.
Thank you.
It's very amazing, because when I think about real estate and trying to do something like that, one probably would assume you need to have someone else to go in with you to make it happen. So congratulations to you. You made it happen, on your own terms. No one needs to come in and help you. That's awesome. That is awesome. So I want to talk about like the qualifications, like for the tenants. I know it's going to vary based on the location. And I know that your goal is to kind of change how rent is set up in those hot spots. And for those who need it, more on a level that they can afford. What is like the standard, qualification you would be looking for a tenant?
Some of the standards, it's actually going across with all my property managers. Of course, credit check. Now, I'm not saying you have to have stellar credit. I mean, that would be preferred. But we understand that sometimes with everything going on, someone may have, let's say, had a 750 credit score, and it might have dropped a little bit because of late payments or something that they couldn't foresee because of what's going on. Mm-hmm. So there may be a little leniency in that. In regards of criminal background, that is case by case scenario, just to make sure that we won't have any issues with other tenants as well. One of the other qualifications we're looking for is, their rental history. We understand that some personnel go from place to place. That's perfectly fine. However, with the NASA, we're looking, hope that you stay long term. So we hope that with your previous rental history, it wasn't anything that was bad in nature or, illegal or anything of that sort. But just simply stated, we're not looking too hard into trying to disqualify someone, because here, with the NASA LLC, we're trying to create the standard where as long as you have a well-paying job, you essentially pay your bills on time, and the rent's affordable, we would want you to stay.
Nice. And that's good to know for our viewers who are listening and watching. They may say, hey, I want to check that property out. They know what they're getting into ahead of time. So thank you for sharing that with us. So tell us, I know that you have started this alone, and that's a big accomplishment. What are you most proud about with your business since you started till now?
Actually, it's not just my business, it's everything else behind my business that I'm proud of. I am currently married. I have been married for 7 years. So my husband is super supportive. Love him to death. Thank you. Also, I am active duty military, Navy specifically. And on top of that, I was going to college. With everything going on, I will be finishing up my bachelor's degree somewhere in the end of 2022. But for me, it's not only having my business, but being able to do everything else while having my business that makes my business successful.
Awesome. Yeah, I just listen to that. I'm in my mind like, how is she juggling all these things?
Thank
I'm
you.
just like, how is she gonna balance and juggle these things? But you definitely are doing it, and I'm sure you have created a formula or strategy to juggle it because that's a lot. Look at you.
Thank you. The biggest recommendation I have is I joined what's called the 5 a.m. club, where, I start my day at 5 a.m. I go and work out. I walk my dog. So my husband and I, we have a dog. It's a retriever mix. I walk him. By the time I get back, I'm able to shower, change, and start my day, where I'm sending my business emails, making my business calls or FaceTime, whatever the case may be. And then for me, with my current position and where I'm working, my job doesn't start till 9 a.m. So between 5 a.m. and 9 a.m., I'm able to accomplish what I need to for my business and personal self development as well.
Nice. So
Thank
my
you.
next question is in regards more so to the properties, and I guess it kind of goes back to, I guess, the tenants and how they qualify. Now, if someone was interested in, I guess, you in the property or in applying for it, is it a process where they have to be invited because you're just starting the property? Is it like an open house? Is it more if it's a posting and they apply? Is it a referral? How does that work?
That is a great question. So right now I have it where you would meet with the property manager and they set up an appointment, only because we are practicing social distancing. We are making sure that everybody is safe. So for right now, it would be a scheduled appointment with the property manager. I do have a number that everyone can call. It is on my website and the social medias. So you can call to speak with the property manager to set up a time to be able to view the apartments.
Nice. And how has COVID affected your process and your business, if at all?
It affected it in regards of rehab time, morely just because with everything going on, some states didn't allow construction for a certain period of time, some states did. For me, it actually was beneficial because I was able to sit down and really look at how I wanted my properties to look, how I wanted the rehab to go, and where I wanted to be done with the property. Because even once the property is completely rehabbed, it's everything that comes behind it, assisting the property managers, marketing the properties, getting the flyers out, setting up payrolls, and a lot of other behind the scenes that, I understand COVID affected some personnel really bad. Some personnel may, affected them not so much. For me, it helped me. It able to allow me the time to sit down and thoroughly plan out how I wanted to market and strategize my apartments.
Wow. And that is so interesting that you saying it helped, because I think from just stories I've heard of people, starting businesses or trying to keep their business current, or, trying to stay in their careers or stay at their jobs, it's been more of the opposite, where it has negatively, affected them. But that is great that it has helped you in a positive way. We can come out of this COVID thing saying, hey, we won, we got something out of it. So that's good. And that's just amazing. That's a great accomplishment, because again, the COVID has definitely affected us in a lot of negative ways. And it's always refreshing to hear that it did have a positive impact in some way.
Thank you. And I'm really blessed just because I've been active duty. Actually, November 8th just made 9 years active duty.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I understand with COVID, not too many personnel were able to keep their jobs or had to take a pay cut. So I was really blessed that I couldn't say I was affected in that way, which ultimately helped my business be able to help me sit down and strategize. I do sympathize with personnel that had to take the pay cut and had to, may have lost their job. This is where I come in saying, well, now going into 2021, we should have affordable renting. We should have more housing in areas that need housing. And it doesn't matter what state you live in. It doesn't matter what city you live in. Everyone says to themselves at one point, we should have more housing in this area. Or maybe if we had a complex here, maybe, more personnel would be living in this area and more jobs will come. I myself personally, strategize in commercial real estate for multifamily housing. But I understand that with every apartment complex, when you have a group of personnel living there, that supermarkets come, stores come, convenience stores or coffee shops, mom and pop restaurants. And that brings in not only jobs, but that brings a community together. So to me, I find that more amazing than just saying that, I just have the multifamily housing.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And I'm sure it's definitely going to help a lot of families and a lot of people in general. Like, I really do believe that, especially with, again, everything that's going on with the world and people trying to find housing and people looking for opportunities. So that's great. That's good. I can definitely see that flourishing.
Thank you.
Flourishing. So have you partnered with any other companies or organizations at all?
Not yet. Right now, I just made my 1-year mark in business. I'm not saying I won't partner with another company. I'm just saying for right now, I would like to grow my business, grow my brand and market. So that way in the future, if it does happen, Anasa can stand on her own with everything that she has when trying to work with another company.
Okay, awesome. And do you have any upcoming events or other projects with the NASA?
Not yet, just right now, getting all the properties finished up in rehab to open them up either early of 2021 or late 2021.
All right, awesome. Well, Monoshia, it was great speaking with you today and learning more about your business. Can you tell us how our viewers can find and follow you on social media?
Yes, my company does have all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I myself use Snapchat, so please do follow us on social media for all the updates and all the pictures and future information coming.
Awesome. And do you have a website or email where they can contact you as well?
Yes, and we also sell home merchandise as well for you to be able to decorate your home. It is www.anasa.org. And then, of course, on the website, the store is available for you to purchase.
Awesome. Well, again, Monoshia, thank you for speaking with me today in the Boss Experience. Viewers, thank you for tuning in. Until next time.
Thank you, and bye-bye.